Now on the starting grid for today's ride, we had 6 very accomplished riders and me. So it turned out to be quite a nice day. Now, the area where we went, I was trying to shoot some nice video here to share. And we had 3 hours of this really twisty, really nice area. Kind of bumpy, but beautiful ride today. Now today, as every rideable day is, I hear the open road calling, and you never know where it's going to take you. And in my case, you never know what bike you're going to ride until you actually get out into the garage. And I love having these choices. And as it always is, step one is to move the motorcycles around and get the bike out and get it pre-flighted, feed the fish, feed the cat, feed the giraffe, feed this, do the bird. There's no end to it. When you're a farmer and you have motorcycles, there's just no end to it. But it'll be worth getting everything done because it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day today. And boy, I could kick myself every time I think about the time I could have had a bigger garage and I didn't go for it. What a mistake. Just looking up, there is some cloud cover, but it's supposed to be a nice day. And I'm always skeptical anytime they say there's no chance of rain. Let me guess what you kids want. You want to feed the fish, right? What a surprise.
Do you want to feed the fish?
You want to feed the fish? How much money you got?
How much money?
How many dineros do you have?
Fishies are free.
Mucho dineros. You want to feed those fish?
You want to feed the fishies?
They don't want to be fed. They're never hungry.
Yeah. Look how short he is.
Peter, you never know the use you can have for a good Harbor Freight come along. Are you ready?
All right.
Are you ready? What do you think? All I do is ride motorcycles? Whoa! Whoa! You know what happened to the last kid with riding on my come along? He fell off. Wasn't wearing a proper helmet.
Don't.
You got a helmet?
Good thing you have an EMT here.
How's that?
Nice.
How about you? You want to take a ride too?
Crazy. Okay.
E, you want to sit on it?
I don't.
No.
You don't.
You don't?
Take me up and do this.
Take me
He
up.
wants to press
You
the
want to
switch.
operate it.
That's
That's
what
what
he
you
wants to
want.
So this is pretty neat. The kids in the neighborhood, they feed the fish, they sit on the motorcycles, they sit out here, but they don't help me do any of the dirty work. See, I gotta clean the bike myself. It's true. The kids in the neighborhood, all of them, they love to come over here and feed the fish, and they know where I keep the fish food, and they always want to sit on a motorcycle and start the engine and pretend they're Valentino Rossi but they never ever say, can you give me some wax and a rag? I'll crawl under the bike and clean the bottom of it. I have yet to have them help me. Miles helps me, but he usually puts nice coat of McGuire's wax on the black part of the tires. Well, it looks like the usual suspects are here early in the morning. So here are all the guys I think are going on the ride. There's 6 or 7, I'm not sure. These are the guys. I don't know how many you got. Some more coming. I don't know if Michelle's going. We're going to try to head out for a little ride.
Trip, the middle was kind of pretty worn. The size.
What year is this?
So he goes, here, help me out with this in the garage. Put in the center stand, started spinning the tires.
So it's 20 years old?
Rounded it out. I'm like,
it's 20?
You can balance it out that way doing that too.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't read
There's
that.
the build date.
Wow.
There's the year. 1201. It's one of the first ones.
Okay.
That's right.
Look at the VIN.
Yeah, that's a pilot.
You should get.
000912.
Did you ever go up to Black and Gray Honda?
These are good.
No.
Oh my God, we gotta go.
Everyone tells me that, and I always ask
We
them,
got-
and nobody ever does it for me.
And I actually like them.
Make a date. Tell me when you want to go.
Don't know if I'll
Any
do
day
them.
Now, a side note, Michelle is the wheelie champion of Perry's. She's got a small countershaft sprocket on this, and she loves to do wheelies when she leaves the parking lot. And luckily, she's managed not to use the frame sliders in those 20 years.
Could be the rim, not even the tire. And I turned it 180.
Is he qualified to lead a
Has he got
ride in
enough
this
wheel weights
area?
on that tire? He loves them.
I got more than that on one of my bikes.
I'd throw the tire out. I'd throw the tire out.
No, what he did, he put it on wrong.
You off today?
Something, maybe.
Of course he did.
Maybe he didn't line up the dot.
It's a Michelin? No. Where's the dot? Some of them don't have dots.
Yeah, that's true too. And they say the dot doesn't count for hardly much
Yeah.
at all. You know.
That's
yes.
a lot of weights. Wow. You outweighted me.
Yeah. With a non-bent.
I don't think we should ride behind you because they'll come off and take it. All of a sudden you'll have no front teeth.
That rim is not
All I
bent.
know, when my helmet goes on, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. Okay, how many guys are going?
I don't know.
How many?
I have no
You know,
idea.
that's
Now, Big Jim and Michelle were not going to join us on the ride because what they did, they're going to put some tires on her sport bike, I think, on her Honda. But we really do want to make a date with Andre to go up and see Black and Gray Honda. He's renovated the whole place. It's on my channel already for people who haven't seen it. There's several videos. Put my name in quotation marks and Black and Gray Honda, or just look up his website. It is a fabulous collection of over 100 Hondas. We're going to be going there soon, see what he's got that's new and old and in between. But right now we got to get these 6 people together. See if they all are ready to go. Get them in their woolly underwear suits or helmets or whatever they have to do. And sometimes, that can be a real time-consuming thing. at some point in this ride, and I don't know if it was 2.5 or 3 hours into it, I had to leave and head south to go pick up Miles from school. But boy, the part of the ride we had, I think we had 2.5, 3 hours of this, and it was just heavenly. The weather was nice. It was just cool enough. We haven't really hit the hot spot of the year yet. And my only concern is seeing these trailers and tractors parked on the side of the road, and every once in a while you do come around the corner and there's somebody mowing the grass or something. But nobody had any incident here today. And boy, is this ever a nice area to ride on a day like today, with a lot of good people that are good riders and not doing anything crazy to put themselves in a ditch. This really was a nice day. And I don't want to miss the chance to thank Jose for leading the ride. He's led many of them in the past. I've enjoyed them all, and every one of them is on the video channel too, by the way. And again, I'm going to try to make, and I'm not sure when I'm going to get a chance to do it, but I want to make, I have so much raw footage here, I really have to get rid of some of it and narrow it down to where people from outside our area, like Stefan in Romania, for instance, or Dallas out in California, get a little idea of the area where we ride. And I don't know this area like the back of my hand, like in the riding area I normally ride, but if I went on this ride 3 or 4 more times, I'd feel qualified to lead a ride. Now this is just an exceptional day. It was just cool enough. There wasn't much chance of rain, didn't look like it anyway. And the only thing that kind of put a little bit of a kink in it, I had already volunteered to pick up Miles from school, so that was, well, I had to be back by 3 o'clock, made it a little bit difficult. So, but nothing that spoiled the day, that's for sure. And this here, another one of these trucks, and when you're going in some different areas, it's kind of spooky. Anyway, thank you again, Jose. This was a wonderful ride. So this turned out to be a really nice day, and of course the R1, you never have a bad ride on an R1, that's for sure. Love that cross-plane sound. Anyway, and we had a nice ride with Jose and his crew, and just anytime we can make some new friends, it's always to our advantage, and it's to their advantage too. In the meantime, we're home. It's a beautiful day. Karen wants to work on a farm, and the fish are happy that they got extra food today. So I hope you did enjoy sharing the day with us. So we did miss Michelle and Big Jim on this ride, but I'm sure they got the tires put on. Now speaking of tires, this is the first real ride I got to lean on the Pirelli Angel on the rear, and it seems just about like a Michelin 2, not a whole lot different. Thank you, Vlad. And next time we see Michelle, she'll have new tires on this, and I guess we'll all be ready to have another great ride. Keep Jose on the payroll, and I still want to do some exploring on the other side of the Hudson. I know Michelle knows that area very well. We got a great summer of riding just ahead of us, just over the horizon. So as always, our channel is meant to share the enjoyment and passion for motorcycling, all motorcycles, regardless if they're sport bikes, adventure bikes, trail bikes, Harleys, touring bikes. We love them all. We enjoy interacting with the people and enjoy going on these group rides, which I particularly enjoy because most of the time I do ride alone. Anyway, and of course, don't forget the 2-strokes. Oh my goodness, don't forget the 2-strokes. And I have in my humble collection 1 bike from every 10-year period, and a lot of good friends. And thanks guys so much for watching.